There is one kind of person you need in your life and your business that can make all the difference in your success, in your ability to be healthy and run a business, and honestly, just in your ability to have fun doing what you do. I'm talking about a thought partner. We all need thought partners, someone to take us out of the vacuum of our own mind and give us perspective. But what exactly is a thought partner? How do you find one? And how do they differ a little bit from advice or mentorship? Let's dive into it. A thought partner is someone that you can collaborate with to share experiences and ideas to overcome complex challenges. A thought partner is someone who's there to help you unpack your thoughts, someone who can give you constructive feedback, knowing where you are and where you want to go. And ultimately, you can do the same for them, and you're both learning together in the process. It's a relationship built off of honesty, trust, respect, and similar goals. So the key difference here between a thought partner and a mentor or advice is the emphasis on mutual benefit. In a mentorship, the mentor holds this position of knowledgeable value. They're the person who holds the keys, who listens to your story and is either being paid or compensated to help you along your journey with their experience as a backbone. The focus in that situation is your growth, the mentee's growth, while the other provides support and guidance along the way. So in many cases, it's valuable to have both, and they're complementary relationships. A mentor is there to help guide the bigger picture and lay out the roadmap for you. Make sure that you're working towards the right objectives to accomplish your goals, whereas a thought partner is the person who's actually there in the mud with you, dealing with the challenges, and you're both working together to help each other gain perspective from everything you bring to the table. So definitely don't rule out one for the other. You should be looking in your life to have both. One advantage of a thought partner also is if it is a truly mutually beneficial relationship, it's only going to take time and energy, and you shouldn't be paying each other for this collaboration. So although a thought partner doesn't have to be in the exact same industry or niche or even really doing the same thing you are, it is beneficial to make sure that the person you're looking to have this relationship with can share relative experiences that are going to have an impact on your own, and that you both understand clearly where the other is at and where you're trying to go. Often, it's an advantage to have someone that's walking a slightly different path in life or working in a different field. You just want to make sure that you're both bringing equal value to the table and that you're both excited to have the other person there and learn what it is they have to talk about. But it is important to make sure that you're both excited to be there and that you're both eager to hear what the other person has to say. And if you've ever been in a collaborative creative project like a band or a theater play or anything like that, you know that sometimes the best collaborators and the ones who serve each other most are not always the ones you might expect. So it's important to give time for a relationship to form and to be patient as you look for that person that may become a collaborator for much of your personal life and business. All that said, let's look at some of the benefits you should both be looking for when developing this relationship. The most valuable thing you can both bring to the table is perspective. The ability to take the other person out of their little vacuum and show them the bigger picture. What are their goals? What are they working towards? And is the time they're spending on the thing they're convinced they have to be working on at that point really going to help them get there? This is why sometimes it's an advantage to have someone who is in a different field or who isn't doing exactly the same thing. It gives them the ability to have more of an outside perspective on what you're doing and pull you into the bigger world. That said, you also both need to be open to hearing other perspectives. If you're going to form a trusting relationship, you have to be willing to hear that what you're doing may not be the right way to do it. Even if you decide to still do what you were doing, being willing to hear that and respond graciously is really important to developing that thought partner relationship. In the same vein, you should both be eager to help the other foster both their personal and professional life. In many cases, and especially with solopreneurs or online business owners, personal and business life are very closely tied. So you want someone that can be compassionate and empathetic to that relationship between your business and your personal life, and who can help you grow in both areas so that you're building a sustainable life for yourself. That also means you have to be willing to share both your personal and business goals, to be vulnerable with this person so that the advice they're giving you is based in an actual place of honesty and they know and care about who you are and what it is you want to do in this world. Which leads to the next point, which is that a good thought partner is going to create accountability for you. This is probably the hardest part about building trust with a thought partner, is allowing them to voice that accountability. It's very easy to voice or view accountability as threatening because it's usually telling you that you haven't been doing what you know you wanted to do. But with your thought partner, you have to let those barriers down and you have to be able to hear it even if it's out of your control to change it in the moment. And just note that this person is only repeating back to you what it is you told them you wanted to hear if you didn't accomplish a goal, or if you were falling behind on something you told them you wanted to do. Equally so, and this is especially hard if you're a people pleaser or you don't like critiquing people, you have to be able to tell your thought partner that they're not maybe holding up to what they said they wanted to do. If you can do this in a caring, loving way, and both of you can support each other, you're gonna have accountability that actually makes a difference and keeps you on track, and you'll sustain that relationship for many years to come. But ultimately, above all other things, a thought partner should be someone that's exciting to work with, that's fun, and it's a good time when you hang out. If nothing else, this relationship should be inspiring, and you should leave every meeting with new ideas and new things to try. Before you can determine what it is you're looking for or what you have to offer as a thought partner, it's important to be clear and able to communicate what kind of thinker you are and how you're compatible with other ways of thinking. Recently, Mark Bonchek and Elisa Steele collaborated on an article titled "What Kind of Thinker Are You?" for the Harvard Business Review. And although there's many ways to map out the mind and how you or others think, we found this one to be incredibly valuable for this purpose. They identified 8 distinct thinking styles based on 2 dimensions. You have orientation, which is big picture versus small picture, and focus, which is actions, process, relationships. So with this in mind, here are the 8 thinking styles they identified. Explorer thinking focuses on generating creative ideas. Planner thinking is about designing effective systems. Energizer thinking mobilizes people into action. Connector thinking is about generating and building relationships. Expert thinking is about achieving objectivity and insight. Optimizer thinking is about improving productivity and efficiency. Producer thinking is about achieving completion and momentum. And coach thinking is about cultivating people and potential. So if you like the way these are phrased or are intrigued, go read the article and see if you can figure out what kind of thinker you are. Or use a different system that resonates with you and feels more compatible with the way you think. Most importantly, you just want to identify a clear way to communicate your thinking style and be able to pair it with someone who's either similar or complementary to what you want and need in your life and business. Remember, a good match isn't always someone who's the same thinking style necessarily, but someone who can complement it and fill in the gaps that you see in your life and business. Often companies, entrepreneurs, creators suffer from locking themselves in their own little ecosystem, and having someone who can pull you out is all that it takes for you to innovate, come up with new ideas, find new solutions, and ultimately grow as a person and business. In conclusion, thought partnership is a powerful practice that can help you navigate complex challenges and achieve personal and business growth. I also want to mention that it's an incredibly valuable tool for maintaining your mental health throughout the process of being a business owner. Having someone who gets you out of your head and gives you a compliment once in a while and critiques you in a way that's constructive and helps and inspires you is so much more valuable than just relying on the many commenters, whoever is taking your courses, to be the sole validator of everything you're doing. Especially in a world of vanity metrics and random anonymous commenters, it is incredibly valuable to have someone who knows you personally, knows your goals, knows why you're doing what you're doing, and can relate to you on that level. Sometimes more than a friend or a family member can fully understand. It's something we all desire, to be heard and understood and validated in our efforts. So it's no surprise that things like communities or social media, places where people gather, have a natural inertia to them because we're looking for those kind of partners partners out there in the world. However, it's very different to be interacting in a space like that versus an intentional relationship that's built to be mutually beneficial. So don't hesitate to go find yourself a thought partner. Be intentional and clear about what it is you're looking for and what you have to offer, and give it time. It can take a few tries before you find a good match. But if you start by searching in your community where you know there's equally passionate people who are looking to do powerful things in the world, you'll eventually find someone and build a relationship that is invaluable and could last your entire life. And we know this is a short video and a very complex topic, so if you have thoughts about what it means to be a thought partner or what it means to look for one, let us know in the comments. We would love to hear. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.